right, let's get into the things and the stuff, and we will kick it off not with a hours-long info session about Nancy Guthrie, but with just a few minutes of the summary of the updates, because I know you watched hours and hours of coverage, hoping that there would be like some sort of revelation or relevation, as Candace would like to say.
There was no relevation. It was just like round and round. I was like, listen, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not, because I would be devastated, freaked out. It would be the end of my world if this were my mother. And I get it. I totally get the devastation. But like the round the clock coverage by Fox, it's a little weird, you guys. Like
it's a little odd.
There's other stuff going on in the world. Is it just me? It's probably just me. Maybe I shouldn't point it out, but I'm doing it because that's my job.
So, I mean, it's just a lot.
Well, it is a lot. It is a lot of coverage.
And then, yesterday the police, they held another presser with an update for the world. And essentially the presser was to say, we don't have any suspects. That's like a literal quote. They said, I know there's been a lot out there about suspects. I want to be clear. At this time, we have not identified a suspect or person of interest in this case. We have nobody of interest or any suspects that you would consider a prime suspect. We're just not there yet.
Right.
That's what they said.
So maybe don't cover it 24/7. Like, that's the thing. It's on in the background. I'm like, okay, so if you're covering it the whole freaking day, maybe have an update.
Maybe there's something of substance to add to the conversation.
Right.
Alas, there was not. Now they did show, they had like this graphic up at their little press conference of the timeline. The only reason that we're sharing this is just to kind of revisit that idea of the pacemaker app. It does show a disconnect from the phone, which essentially probably just means it's because she doesn't have her phone with her. So there would be no way for that to be tracked. But in any case, they released this timeline, which I think most everybody kind of was at least marginally aware of. So that was not necessarily, hugely revealing information. They did announce, excuse me, a larger award than what we talked about, a reward than what we talked about the other day. So the Trump FBI announced a $50,000 reward. And so, as we talked about yesterday, President Trump is being super helpful, deployed Kash Patel, other agents to Tucson to kind of get involved. And then later in the afternoon, there was an Instagram video of the brother who we saw in that video that the siblings made together the other day.
Right.
Brother then released a video on his own. And here is what he said. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to mention that there was one arrest for an imposter ransom demand, but they are still pursuing like the official ransom demand. They are treating that with seriousness. However, there was somebody that tried to do a fake one, and that person has been arrested. Now to the brother.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact.
That was it.
It is weird that there's not been contact. Like, that's weird. If you want money, don't you think you'd be like, here's how I can get the money from you. This is where we're going to be. And this
no. They already said they want the money deposited into a very specific Bitcoin account. Like the how is in the letter,
okay.
But and they are trying to stay completely anonymous and out of it. And there's no way to trace emails or anything like that.
Yeah, but they have to know that their mother's alive in order to do
exactly.
that.
And they would have to expect that they would want proof of money.
So you got to do that, which is why I don't have a lot of hope that that's the case. Perhaps I shouldn't say that out loud, but I just don't.
Well, the more days that go by, the longer she is without her medication and all of that stuff. And then the Harvey Levin was on Anderson Cooper's show last night because, of course, they have a copy of the official letter. And he revealed a couple of details about it. There's two separate clips. I'm just going to let them run together.
with us. And again, we don't know if this note is legitimate. Obviously, the FBI is taking it seriously enough to discuss it at today's press conference. Of the two deadlines, and you saw this note, of the two deadlines in the email, you said earlier that the Monday deadline is the more, I think you said, consequential of the two. I know you're choosing your words carefully, as you should, and we want you to. Can you just share anything else about that?
Yes. So the deadline that just passed has to do with the demand. The Monday deadline has more to do with consequences. And Anderson, that's, it's about as much as I can say. I mean, I don't think, I think everybody kind of knows the way this plays out when people write ransom notes. But when you read this, whoever wrote it, if it's real, is serious.
I can't stand that.
Did the letter say anything about any further communication?
It specifically says there will be no further communication. They say no negotiation and no communication. And obviously, Savannah Guthrie and authorities have been asking for proof of life. There's no indication of this. I will tell you that the first words are in the letter are that Nancy is safe but scared. They also say she is aware of the demands made in this ransom letter.
So that's, I guess, a little bit of new information that there were these two dates, the 5 o'clock yesterday and then Monday.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. There's 3 news outlets that got the ransom letter. We don't know what's in it. We never know what we don't know what's going on, but they cover it nonstop 24/7.
Yeah.
We're saturated with coverage on this. I'm irritated by the whole thing. I'm irritated.
Yeah, it's super weird. And now, of course, when there's gaps in information and that there's gaps, like when there's things that you don't know that like the authorities do, that's when people's minds go crazy. And then they make all of these connections and have all of these conspiracy theories and whatnot. And I will say that I don't think that this is a conspiracy. I think it's just FBI protocol. But someone pointed out, and this was really freaky, that one of the things that Savannah said as she was reading the letter from the family to the kidnappers and to her mom is word for word what was said in the Silence of the Lambs movie by the mom of the chick that was in the hole.
It puts the lotion on or gets the hose.
You guys, look at this.
She is full of kindness and knowledge. Talk to her and you'll see.
Catherine is very gentle and kind. Talk to her and you'll see.
That's weird.
It is weird. It is really weird.
That just gave me the chills.
But I assume that they have kind of a stock script that they give to the families, and they say, you got to humanize this person. This is what you got to do. So use this. And here's the template,
Oh my God, I don't like it.
Freaking all of it's crazy, you guys. All of it. I know it's a little creepy. It's a little weird. It's a little weird.
All right. Before we move on, I wanted to let everybody know that if you need flavor in your water and you care about hydration, like if you're a Gatorade person or something like that, have you tried Native Hydrate? It is so good. It has these individual packet servings that you just mix right into water, and it's delicious.
You can put them in your purse, which is so great, or in your gym bag. I throw them in my daughter's gym bag all the time. I'm all about the hydration. Ever since I moved to Texas, I drink double the water that I used to. I don't know. I moved here and I'm just instantly thirsty all the time. Plus, it's hotter here. You got to hydrate. You really do. 75% of us are walking around dehydrated every single day. Did you know that? There's data to back that up. And it gets harder and harder to stay hydrated as we age. So many things get harder as we age.
And they don't warn you about it.
Right? It's not for sissies. And you don't want to drink all that blue drink crap filled with sugar and chemicals because ew. No. Mock and I love this stuff. It's so good. It's 0 sugar electrolytes. It gives you energy. It supports muscle health. It tastes awesome. I'm always looking for ways to make my water not taste like water. Okay. It has 14 vitamins and minerals, all 9 essential amino acids, 2,000 milligrams of BCAAs for muscle recovery, energy, vitality. It's just so, so good. It has like sodium, potassium, magnesium, all the good stuff in it. So, and also listen, I don't know if you guys get headaches. I'm a migraine girl. I have chronic migraine. It helps keep my migraines at bay. Electrolytes really helps with keeping headaches at bay. Just putting that out there. So my favorite flavor is the peach mango. They have mixed
I am
berry.
surprisingly a mixed berry girl. Normally, I'm
Are
not a
you?
berry girl, but on this product, the mixed berry is so
And
yum.
they have tangerine too, but all three of them are really,
Mhm.
really good. My favorite is the peach mango. So go to nativehydrate.com/chicks. Try it risk-free. Every order comes with a 365-day money-back guarantee. I mean, hello. That's nativehydrate.com/chicks. Do it.
Okay, I was frozen for a minute, and I was like, "Oh God, I hope she's still talking about that.
Did
I
you?
hope she's
I am.
talking about Native Hydrate."
Yes.
All right, I'm back. Okay, let's move on to some other things. Just a whole big slew of headlines to get through. One of which is that there's another crazy lefty assassin or would-be assassin who was just arrested for trying to assassinate the OMB director, Russ Vogt.
Oh
So
my
this is a 26-year-old Maryland man. His name is Colin DeMarco. And yeah, he apparently believed that Trump's reelection would lead to a fascist takeover. He went to confront Vogt about Project 2025. He talked about being an admirer of Luigi Mangione. You can see his face on the screen right here. He looks crazy,
Yeah,
which
he
is not
does.
surprising. He is crazy. But yeah, he has been arrested. So
Yeah, and then
once
they'll
again,
be like,
lefty-
"Yeah, there's not a political violence problem on the left." Yeah, there is.
everything is fine. Everything is fine.
There's a problem.
And this was an interesting headline as well. It turns out the squad, so shady. Now there's a watchdog group that has released a report accusing Rashida Tlaib of ties to terror-linked organizations. And they're asking for a congressional inquiry into her conduct and campaign finances.
Are you surprised by this?
Not at all.
Not surprised at all by this.
Not at all.
Zero
Just-
surprise.
Couldn't be less shocked.
Right.
So that is happening. Yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? Like right out of the gate, that I had told you guys that I was freaked out by an AI version of Scott Adams that I had seen.
Yes.
And I was like, I don't like this.
And I
then
was like,
somebody
burn it
somebody
with
in the
fire. Yeah.
somebody in the audience said, no, it's fine because like, you know, he wanted that or whatever.
No.
Well,
No.
he didn't, as a matter of fact. And now the family is actually speaking out about it. His brother, to be specific, if you want to read what he wrote.
My brother and I discussed an AI version of him. I said it would be awful for me to see and speak with something that sounded and appeared to be him, but I had no idea who I am. Scott agreed that would be important to him as well. I suggested a code phrase like Houdini had with his wife. It would open a personal, private knowledge base of the special relationship we shared. My brother never would have approved an AI version of him that wasn't authorized by himself or his estate. For anyone who believes otherwise, I ask this question. Do you truly believe Scott didn't know a rogue AI version of himself could be used for persuasion and propaganda he would find abhorrent? Dave Adams. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, burn it. This is stupid, you guys. I wouldn't want that. Would you want that?
No.
Yeah.
That's super creepy. And so they also said, like, if it doesn't come from Scott Adams' official account, just ignore it. Don't believe it. Don't buy into it. Don't patronize it. You know what I mean? Like, it is exactly. And so it's not what he would want. If you were a fan of Scott Adams, just only follow the real Scott Adams account.
Totally. Mm-hmm.
So I was glad to get some clarification about that. We've also been talking quite a bit about Hillary and Bill Clinton finally testifying in front of the House committee that is exploring the whole Epstein thing. Hillary now is trying to pretend as though they have wanted to cooperate this entire time.
Oh my God.
And so the tweets that she put out yesterday, I was like, what is even happening? You guys wrote a whole ass letter saying you weren't going to cooperate. And now she's tweeting, I'm going to start at the bottom, I'm going to start at the top here. She says, for 6 months, we engaged Republicans on the Oversight Committee in good faith. We told them what we know under oath. They ignored all of it. They moved the goalposts and turned accountability into an exercise in distraction. So let's stop the games. If you want this fight, James Comer, let's have it in public. You love to talk about transparency. There is nothing more transparent than a public hearing, cameras on. We will be there. And so the House Oversight Committee responded because they're like, what?
Oh my God, she is psycho.
Read what they wrote.
The Clintons are going to Clinton and try to spin the facts. On Tuesday at the 11th hour, their lawyers, Jonathan Skladany and Ashley Callan, said their clients accepted the terms of the depositions. These terms are no different than any other deposition we have held in this case, even with Republicans like former AG Bill Barr and Secretary Alex Acosta. Then they proceeded that we were moving the goalpost. Pretended that we were moving the goalposts when they received, along with the subpoenas, the House deposition guidance that explicitly mentions video recordings. We are not going to debate the meaning of the word is. We are going to get answers for the American people, the full truth. The buck stops here. Here are the receipts.
And then they showed like the whole email correspondence. Like, why Hillary put out those tweets? I was like, what are you doing?
She's batshit crazy. And she is so drunk with power. You know, for years, she's gotten away with so much crap that she thinks she still can. Shut up and take all the seats. I hope it's televised. I hope we can see it all. And I hope she walks in there thinking that she's still, you know, full of it. And then they smack her down. I can't wait.
Well, James Comer was on with Benny Johnson, and Benny was asking, okay, so now what? Like, what if they actually don't show or something? Here is their exchange.
And a final warning shot if the Clintons decide to not show up at the end of this month. Then, what will happen?
Then I would say a supermajority of Congress will vote to hold them in contempt, and then it'll be turned over to Pam Bondi, just like when Navarro and Bannon were held in contempt by Congress, it was turned over to Merrick Garland. And you know, they talk about precedents, I think Merrick Garland set a precedence for people who defied congressional subpoenas and were held in contempt of Congress. So after that point, then you need to refer your questions to the Trump Department of Justice.
Yikes.
Big yikes. So anyway, that's what's going on. Again, those dates, I think it was like February 26th, 27th, the dates that they're each supposed to appear. And I don't remember what order, but anyway, we'll
be watching.
Definitely we'll be tuning in to that. I guess I'm assuming, because I've seen a few clips here and there of Alyssa Farah looking very, very pregnant. So I'm assuming that her maternity leave is coming up and they are planning for fill-in hosts during her absence. And one of those fill-in hosts, because of course Alyssa is the token Republican, or one of them, alongside Anna Navarro, which both of those are ridiculous things. But one of the fill-in hosts revealed herself yesterday, and it's Savannah Chrisley. So she said she's going to be hosting The View the week of February 16th. She also said, I believe in sitting at tables with people who disagree with you and refusing to shrink your values to make others comfortable. I stand on faith, family, and freedom. I hope this week opens the door to more unity and less division. But let me be clear. I have not forgotten the public bashing of my family by some of these same voices. Grace does not require amnesia.
Okay, that's very interesting. Well, I hope she goes in there guns blazing. Let's see.
I know, right? Oh my God.
Let's see how that works.
Thought that was so interesting.
Yeah.
So anyway, that'll be an interesting week.
They're gonna try to beat her up.
Oh, totally.
They're gonna try. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be, and I'm very curious to see who else fills in.
You know, it would have been really great. It wouldn't have happened, but Jenny McCarthy is a huge Christian conservative now, and she used to be on The View. Do you remember?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And she was on there when Barbara Walters was on there. She was like one of the first ones on there, and she has said, it was horrible. I would never go back. But wouldn't that be great if she would go back on now, like being an older, more mature Christian conservative? And she's, it's a different perspective when you're older, and you can look back and be like, okay. And you're just a little bit more badass, I think, when you're older, and she probably would be great, but there's no way she'd go back on that show. But, she's just in a different place. But I know, Karen, she said she'd never go back there, because I can only imagine it's like being in a viper pit.
Yeah, I would never.
Yeah.
I mean, more power to Savannah and others, but no. In redistricting news, the state of Virginia is proposing some new lines, and they're moving to pass a 10 Democrat, 1 Republican congressional map. Currently, it's 6-5 in favor of Democrats. So this is absolute madness, as Eric Doherty points out. And he also points out this is why Indiana should have redistricted, but we had just total wusses in the
Yep.
Indiana state legislature. So this is what we get, I guess.
Yep.
Anyway, that's in progress right now. So we'll see what happens with that. And then in an interesting poll that came out, and again, it's very, very early to talk presidential polling, but Kamala is on top, which I thought was so hilarious. This is according to Rasmussen. They show her at 34%, Newsom 20%. I hope it's Kamala.
Oh, I do too.
Please, 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 please let it be Kamala.
Listen, they're dumb enough to run her again. And I love it. I think it's great. It's just they are brain dead.
Oh my God. That would be absolutely amazing.
It'd be a gift. It'd be the gift that keeps on giving for us. I love it so much.
Oh my God. It would be amazing. So yesterday we teased we talked about the tease that Kamala headquarters, that Twitter account released saying, oh, there's going to be like huge news. And we are going to tell you what that is as soon as we remind you about dogs and why they need rough greens.
You guys, rough greens is a must in our house. We have gigantic horse dogs. They eat a crap ton of food, and we sprinkle rough greens on it every single day. So naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black created this. We love him too. We just talked to him the other day, and he created.
We did, and I think he's going to be at our meet and greet.
Yes, I think he is. He's just a really great guy. But he created it as a supplement that you just sprinkle on top of your dog's existing food. It makes every single food better. So it doesn't matter like whether you feed them cheap food like I do, because I have a lot of food to feed them, or if you feed them expensive homemade food, like if you make their food, it makes every food better. It helps with digestion, energy, joints, vitality. We've seen a difference, especially in our rescue dogs. I could tell a difference in their coats in a matter of months. Like they quit with the scratching, and they're shiny and they're pretty now, and they're like bulky and they're stocky and soft, and they just look like healthier dogs. So
and their breath is better.
Everything is better. You really, really notice it. It takes a couple months, but if you feed it to them, you will really notice a difference. So it's rich in vitamins and minerals and probiotics and omega oils. And so you will love this stuff. You don't have to overhaul anything. You just sprinkle a little bit on their food. That's it. So
and they love it.
They love it. They're offering a free Jumpstart trial bag. You just cover shipping. Use discount code CHICKS to claim your free Jumpstart trial bag at roughchicks.com. That's roughchicks.com. Promo code CHICKS. Do it.
Do it. All right. So on to the big reveal, which was like the biggest letdown of all time. So essentially there was a video released, and you could see that they changed their name, the Twitter name. So it's HQ is the display name, but the actual @ is headquarters _67. Because it's called the new Gen Z led progressive content hub. Now, I should mention before we play you the video that they've already changed it to headquarters 68 because everyone ripped on them for how cringe it was for them to use 67, which basically only third graders think is funny at this point. Like it was a thing for a while. You know what I mean?
Now it's not.
And now it's not. So they've already changed it to headquarters _68. But this is what it is. It's nothing.
Madam
but here
Vice
it is.
President, what's going on with Kamala HQ?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. I have good news. So Kamala HQ is turning into headquarters, and it's where you can go online to get basically the latest of what's going on, and also to meet and revisit with some of our great courageous leaders, be they elected leaders, community leaders, civic leaders, faith leaders, young leaders. I'm really excited about it. So stay engaged, and I'll see you out there. Thank you.
So it's just an account with like
that's it. It's a website
info?
account. It's a social media account. Yeah. Listen, I got to get past this really quick. Her pantsuits are so casual corner. Circa 1987. Are they not?
Well, who was the designer that made that kind of stuff? And it used to be at
I don't even know.
Oh my God. There was
Kim
like
Jong-un? Was it Kim Jong-un? Because like, she dresses I can't. And like, what was the purple with it's just awful. All of it's
all
awful,
bad.
And she needs somebody to dress her. I can't. So I just need to get that out of the way because it's like a uniform. Stop it, Kamala. God.
Yeah,
so there's that. But then this website, nobody cares. You think, and they're trying to attract young people. My daughter's young. She is not, she would be like, this is stupid. I have no interest.
Well, and it doesn't, I mean, so is it in order to, is she going to be the one that's delivering this news? If it's a Gen Z thing, what is her role? Like, to me, it just seems like, okay, they're removing Kamala, her name, from the site. So is she just losing involvement? And why would she be excited? None of it makes sense. Like, to me, that was just the weirdest announcement ever.
So
ever.
Stupid. So
but people keep talking about her and inviting her to speak at things as if she might be, you know, planning a run of some sort, whether it's for president, for governor, who knows. But she continues to not be able to escape the fact that she is Kamala Harris. And Kamala Harris is a moron. We remember all throughout the campaign, the word salads, right? Like they're, you can't forget it. And it continues. I'm going to show you, this is a recent clip from just like the last few days. You try to make heads or tails of what her point is in this clip.
So I was willing to give up whatever might be the tracking of Kamala Harris's particular fondness for nacho cheese Doritos for the sake of getting a big bag of Doritos as I watched the Oscars.
Oh my God.
That's the consumer behavior.
And that's right, but here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Okay, here it comes.
At what point do we also uplift and highlight the consumer's right to also expect, and you can debate with me if it should be a right. I think it should.
Expect what?
To expect that the innovation would also be weighted in terms of solving their everyday problems, which are beyond my craving for Doritos.
What?
But about
what's even going on?
And I know that work is happening around
I don't even
the
know what's
scientific
happening.
discoveries, for example, to cure long-standing diseases. But I'm going to throw out another one. And you all, again, please get back to me any information you have. I would love it if there would be an investment of resources in solving the affordable housing issue in America.
Oh my God.
Like, help me with that. Help me with that.
They're clapping. They're like, yes, this makes perfect sense.
We should help her with it. Imagine what the world would be like if we put this illiterate moron in charge. Imagine.
Oh my God.
Like, just look at her and think we dodged all the bullets with that. And also remember, she was in charge of the border. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
She was in charge of that. And look at the cleanup that's happening because of that stupid woman and how she let all those people in. And then she said, oh no, the border's secure. No, it wasn't, biatch. And that was because of you, because you have no idea how to do your job. She was so incompetent. And then when she ran for president, she had Tim Walz as her running mate. And look at what he's done. You guys, total bullets dodged, all of them.
Okay, but to be fair, she was really just in charge of root causes.
Oh my God.
Remember?
Yeah, the root causes was that it was open. That's all it took.
Yeah, the root causes of why people were migrating is because you let them. That's right. The root cause.
Good Lord.
Oh my gosh. So there's another potential contender for 2028. A lot of people have been talking about Governor Wes Moore. Wes Moore now has some issues. Turns out he is very Biden-y about his past. And so I want you to read this paragraph of all of his lies.
Okay. Moore falsely claimed that he was born and grew up in Baltimore, which he did not. Oh my God. That he was inducted into the Maryland College Football Hall of Fame, an organization that doesn't exist. That he received a Bronze Star for his service in Afghanistan, which he had not. That in 2006, he was considered a foremost expert on radical Islam based on his graduate thesis, which he never submitted to Oxford University's library and can no longer locate. That he was a doctoral candidate at Oxford in 2006, a claim he has no documentation to support and on which Oxford refuses to comment. Oh my God. And that he had a difficult childhood in the Bronx and Baltimore, despite attending New York City's elite private Riverdale Country School, where John F. Kennedy went to school as a child and not living in Baltimore until college, when he attended Johns Hopkins University, another elite private school. What a dick.
I mean, this is the kind of stuff you cannot have in your past if you want to be a candidate for higher office. Although maybe,
well,
I mean, I guess you can because Biden ultimately became president.
Right. and he plagiarized. He plagiarized his way through life, and he served for like half a century. Became
Democrats love them some liars. They love them.
They actually reward lying. So he could do this. My God.
Yeah, this was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Speaking of people running for office, and the reason for my name today, the ShamWow guy is running for office in Texas. His name is Offer Vince Shlomi. I just know him as the ShamWow guy. And so
his first name is Offer? Really?
His first name is Offer. Yeah. Which is odd. I think he probably just goes by Vince with his friends. But he released his first campaign ad this past weekend. He's running in Texas's 31st. And it's not a terrible ad, you guys. It's actually pretty clever. Here is Vince.
Hey, it's Vince. I'm running for Congress against this guy. Stop having a politician that's worse than Biden. That's discretionary funding. Instead, vote for me, a guy who's not half dead. I'm gonna soak up the swamp, clean the house, and pick up those liberal tears at the same time. I'm gonna slap chop the nuts out of the woke, making less blue-haired commies and more red-blooded Americans. Vote for me so I can represent you and the ones that can't stand up for themselves.
Vote for ShamWow! Paid for by Offer Vince ShamWow Shlomi for Congress.
I like him. I like him. The energy.
That's great.
You know, that guy works so hard. I like him. Yeah, he's a Republican, Melissa.
Yeah.
He's anti-woke. He's a Republican. I like him.
I mean, it was very clever. He even had like wiping the tears. He was using like a ShamWow cloth. And I just thought this is so perfect.
Yeah, he's like
so
self-made guy. Probably works his butt off. Love him.
Anyway, that was a great ad. Great ad.
Yep.
Here's some interesting gossip, and that is, you guys remember the kiss cam at the Coldplay couple. The woman part of that couple is actually going to be a keynote speaker at this $875 per person event in DC. And it's going to be about PR crises. So she's going to be a keynote at PR Week's Crisis Comms Conference in April, and the event is called Kristen Cabot Taking Back the Narrative.
$875 a person.
And so she's getting paid good money for this.
Yeah, but I mean, like, who wants to pay her to tell them how to deal with crisis comms? Because she didn't deal with it very well. I mean, they got pummeled for that. So,
is her speech going to be like, if you get caught on camera, duck?
I mean, this is the thing. And then like clean up on aisle 4, they did not do a very good job of it. They got wrecked in the press. They got wrecked.
Oh my God.
So she's not a very good PR person, honestly. She didn't do a very good job. Why would you pay her $875 to tell you how to deal with this? I wouldn't.
Yeah, it just seems a little tone deaf.
Just
like
set your
that's
money
who you're
on
going to
fire.
pick.
Yeah, set all your money on fire if you think this chick's going to teach you anything.
There's a doctor's office of some sort, like a fertility doctor's office, that has a section on their website about, when is the right time for you to seek fertility assistance. And there's a new way to refer to women now that I just wanted to share because I saw this online and I had not heard this one before. It is, and here's just the sentence. I'll use it in a sentence. You've been trying to conceive for 12 months with regular, unprotected intercourse, and the partner with eggs is less than 35.
Oh my God. I cannot. I just can't. I'm so over it. We're the partners with
partner
eggs.
With
ladies.
Eggs.
That's us. It's like we're holding a basket of eggs. That's us.
I cannot with this.
It's they should just have on like women's bathrooms on the doors. It's just like some person holding a basket of eggs. That's what should be on the bathrooms. I can't.
It's just like they never learn. Like they just don't learn the things that they end up getting mocked for. This is the reason that people turn away from the left. It's crap like this
because
they don't get it. Yeah, just it's nonsense. I'm gonna be catty. It's gonna be Catty Friday.
I love it, Catty Friday. I love it, you guys.
So AOC gave a speech about something I don't even know. Nobody knows actually, because the focus was not on what she was saying. It was on how cold she clearly was, you guys.
Okay.
clearly very,
Baptist
very
Church
cold.
of Corona on its 100th anniversary.
Wow.
First Baptist is a bedrock of Corona, Queens. It provides a food pantry, tax preparation, summer youth employment,
Sorry, I have
and
no idea
more.
what she's saying.
Is she pregnant? What's going on there? She's a
No,
little like her boobs have never been that big, and her nipples are out there for everybody. Like her headlights are clearly on. And
all
she's
the way.
a little-
Their brights are on.
She's a little like, listen, I'm just putting out, she's gained a little weight since she's been in office. I mean, we all, listen, I'm not, it's okay. Like women gain weight. It's fine. But I mean, it's noticeable in the boobage area, which makes me think that
I think she's always had really big knockers.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Men
remember the
can-
t-shirt
I-
video when she was dancing? Like they're prominent.
Are they? Okay. I've never
Mhm.
really noticed. I've never been looking at her boobs.
Well, because she's kind of had them, you know, they've been
Concealed?
like they've been put away properly.
Right.
And that dress was just not put away properly.
She's going to need a license to carry for those. They've been
It's really-
concealed and like,
They
right.
need to turn up the heat in that room.
Apparently very cold in there.
So
Yeah. Mhm.
anyway, no idea what she was saying.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks for that. That was
You're
It's
welcome.
It's so. Oh my God.
What I'm about to show you is unfortunately 100% real. I have verified it. Okay. Because I saw this and I was like, bullshit. There's no way this is real. But in fact, it is real.
Okay.
You're about to see a Toronto City councilor woman. Her name is
Oh.
Shelley Carroll.
Mhm.
And she was making an announcement that they renamed a park. And you can see the word on your screen right now. We're at the 36-minute mark if you're listening and not watching. But she suggested that they have renamed this park and citizens need to learn how to pronounce it because, okay. So the video that you're about to see is actually a campaign ad against her, but the video is from her own website. And then it's just been modified by the people who want her out of office. This, you guys, is real.
Hence the name Eta Nonna Wastina. It translates to where they lived good and beautiful lives. Learning to say the name is just a small way we can all be accountable
Yes.
to healing our relationship with our nation's first peoples. So let's go. Try it with me. Eta Nonna Wastina. Eta Nonna Wastina. Eta Nonna Wastina.
Oh my God.
Eta Nonna Wastina.
Remove her at once.
You are retarded.
What are we doing?
Oh my
What is
God,
happening?
These people are crazy. Just absolutely
I know.
batshit. I cannot. No, we're not gonna say that, lady.
No.
We're not gonna say it.
This is the left, you guys. This is how
They won't
absolutely nuts they are.
They won't stop. They can't stop, won't stop. You are retarded. Cannot. Oh my God.
All right, moving on. We need to talk about Trump making a big announcement yesterday. There's a new website. It's the TrumpRx.gov website. They just launched last night, and it is already set to offer drug prices at way discounted rates. Now, I did look at it this morning because I was like, "Ooh, I'm just curious. Like, what are the medications that I'm on for like blood pressure, cholesterol, etc.?
Yes.
What do they cost?" They're not on there. And maybe it's just because it's brand new and maybe they will be, but right now you can basically get the fat pills like the Ozempics, all the GLPs, whatever.
Manjaro, Wegovy. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are much, much cheaper than I guess they are normally. And then there's some other medications related to insulin, I believe, but that's about it. So they've got a long ways to go
Okay.
in terms of just adding like your regular everyday drugs, but I assume that they'll get there.
I hope so, because, you know, we need more than just the fat drugs to be included.
Right.
You know, hello.
Yeah. And maybe, maybe the medications that they don't consider to be super cost prohibitive are not going to be included. Because a lot of generics, like what I take, is cheap as hell anyway. It's not expensive anyway. So maybe they're only trying to get like the crazy, ridiculous drugs out there first. Maybe that's the priority. So anyway, that was an announcement yesterday. Also, something that happened yesterday is the prayer breakfast, the national prayer breakfast, and Trump spoke at it. And I know a lot of people are criticizing him. They're mad that he wasn't religious enough, that he wasn't focused on religion enough. I thought he was fine. I thought it was fine.
All right.
In fact, I thought he was absolutely hilarious, like in a whole bunch of clips. And I just thought it was like so Trump. So when he talked about how he was first told that he would be speaking at this, it was so quintessential Trump. I just loved this moment where he first says, "Here's why I'm here."
And last time I came, I got in at 4 a.m. They said, "Sir, you're going to be speaking at 7." I said, "Really? Oh, that's wonderful." I said, "Where?" "National Prayer Breakfast." I said, "I'll be there. I'm afraid not to be. I need all the help I can get."
What's wrong with that? I think that's great.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
I think it's totally. Remember when Kamala denied Jesus? I think we need to draw a contrast there. Remember when those two guys showed up and they said, I think it was like, what, Jesus is Lord or something. I think it was, and she was like, "Y'all are at the wrong rally." Remember?
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah. And remember when Democrats took God out of their platform in 2012? I mean, I'm just
do remember
a contrast. So I feel like it's, Trump does a good job saying, hey, Jesus is awesome. Jesus is great. So I think people need to quit.
Announced that in May, there's going to, he invited America, like everybody, to come to the National Mall to rededicate America to God. Right. And everybody's invited. Actually, you and I are going to be in Tucson then, but so we're not going to be there, but it is that weekend. And so Memorial Day weekend. So if you're interested in participating in that, he did make an announcement about that as well.
I mean, I think he does a great job making sure that Christians understand that this country was founded on Christian principles. I think that, that's something that Democrats do a really piss poor job doing. Yeah.
So he also talked about Biden being the worst president in history. And this was also completely hilarious.
We have the lowest crime numbers, despite the fact that this horrible world's worst president, this is the worst president we've ever had, Biden. He had no idea he was president, so he doesn't take it personally.
It's so great. It's true.
I mean, he's not offended because he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. He has no idea he was bad. How would he know?
Oh my God. I just love that. He also talked about how there's a certain bunch of Congress people who always give him headaches when it comes to getting his agenda through. And he did name one name, could have named some more, but this was also, it's his delivery, you guys. It's hysterical.
This thing to pass, they always make it difficult, but they always get there. But I have to call them always at 3 a.m. I'll always get that call. "Sir, Speaker Johnson's calling." So I get a, "Hi, Mike, what's up? What time is it?" So it's 3 a.m. "So we have 9 names there giving us difficulty. They want to have a phone call." I said, "All right, let's go. Here we go." Same 9 all the time, right? So I call up. I say, "Chip, how you doing, Chip?" "Hello, sir." "Sir, I can't quite get there. I just don't know. Could I come over for breakfast?" We have a 9 o'clock vote, right? I said, "Really? Is it not? Sir, you got to get me there, sir." "Let's have breakfast, Chip." "Great." Then I get others. Pretty much the same 9. I don't want to name too many, but I would.
He would. He totally would. I'd love to be at that prayer breakfast. I'm sure there was a preacher that got up and talked and did some scripture stuff, right?
I didn't watch the whole thing.
I'm sure there was. Yeah. It was probably great. I would have loved to. I bet they had really good breakfast too.
I bet it is good breakfast.
There's probably
biscuits.
biscuits.
Best bacon.
Oh God, bacon and biscuits. You know, there's some good food. I love breakfast. God, I'm hungry.
He also talked about how great it was how great and necessary it was to run again for president. And he talked about his ego a little bit. Here it is.
And I said, this is a really smart guy. If I ever get this thing, I got to get it. It wasn't easy, They rigged the second election. I had to win it. I needed it for my own ego. I would have had a bad ego for the rest of my life. Now I really have a big ego. Beating these lunatics was incredible, right? What a great feeling. Winning every swing state, winning the popular vote. The first time, they said I didn't win the popular vote. I did. But they said, so they'd always say, would always thought they'd introduce me. While Donald Trump did not win the popular vote, I'm sitting up being introduced by a Democrat or somebody. And they said, why Donald Trump did not win the popular vote. He won the presidency. Here he is. I said, that was terrible. I said, and we won the popular vote by a lot. We didn't want to play any games. This has been a much different. We had a great first term. We had the greatest economy in history, but this one's going to blow it away. Already it's blown everything away. We have 18.
We need to meet him. Like, that's such a bucket list thing. You and I have to meet that guy.
That would be something.
I know. That's probably not show material, but just like as an aside, we really need to meet Trump, don't we? Somebody needs. Does anybody
Not
know him?
seeing how that would happen, but it'd be cool.
We just need to meet him.
Okay, moving on. Yesterday, we spotlit Scott Bessent, who just blew everybody away in the hearing that he was participating in yesterday and the day before. He actually was in front of the House the first day and then the Senate yesterday. And remember when we showed the clip of Maxine telling him to shut up?
Yeah.
So she's denying it. Now she's saying she asked the chairperson to shut him up, which is probably fine. It doesn't matter though, because the point is she was being a rude, insolent brat. And so a reporter caught up to her and called her out on that. And here is how she played it off.
The biggest reason for the housing increase was a mass unfettered 10 and 20 million immigrants.
Can you
took
shut
up the
up?
housing?
And I caught up with Congresswoman Waters right after that hearing where she both admits and denies asking for Secretary Bessent to be shut up.
Do you regret basically telling the secretary to shut up during the hearing?
I didn't tell him to shut up.
You asked for him to be shut up.
No, I didn't.
You did. You're on camera saying it.
Oh no, you're not. You're not right. I told Hill to tell him to shut up.
God, she just insane. How do these people have these jobs? How?
I don't know.
Oh my
I don't
God,
know.
it is terrifying. These people are in charge of things.
And Scott was in rare form again yesterday. He had an exchange with all kinds of people, but we're just going to show one, which was with Elizabeth Warren, who he was like, there. You probably just don't understand the nuance here. And he does it in that like super classy gay way. You know what I mean? And
Yes,
I just
totally.
love him for it. So here's a little back and forth with Liz Warren.
Senator, it may be a bit nuanced for you, but what President Trump is referring to is the media saying that the affordability crisis was generated by this administration when it was you and President Biden who destroyed the buying power of the American people. So there is an affordability crisis, and you were front and center in it.
So let me make sure that I understand. Donald Trump is not saying that affordability, what's happening to families right now, is a hoax?
He is saying that trying to lay the blame at this administration rather than the Biden-Warren economy is a hoax.
Okay, so
He's like,
I
let
love
me
that.
understand. It's like, do my
Oh my
Native
God.
American dance.
I just love him
God.
so much.
Totally.
So much. All right, moving on. We need to talk about the fact that Antifa Kyle, who, if you don't know who that is, you will in a second. You'll be reminded of who he is because we've played him on our show. He was finally arrested, which is great news. But in the meantime, we still continue to struggle. People are getting killed by illegals who should not freaking be here. There was another example of that in our home state of Indiana. 4 people are dead because this Kyrgyzstan national drove a semi-truck into a van and killed 4 people. I think either most or all of them were Amish. And now he is in federal custody. He, of course, came into the U.S. through Biden's CBP-1 app.
Surprise.
Sick of this
And
crap,
it's weird.
you
I
guys.
didn't see any protests or any sort of anything for these people. You know, where were the protests for the people who were killed by this lunatic?
Well, innocent American citizens are not the concern of Democrats.
Of course not. Exactly. My point exactly. Nobody cares about them. You
Yeah.
don't see people in Hollywood talking about those 4 people who died. They don't care about them. Why is Billie Eilish concerned about them? No.
Are they wearing a pin for them? No.
No, they don't care.
No. So to Antifa Kyle, this was really, really good news from yesterday. And I saw a couple different accounts pointing it out, but Nick Sorter said the DOJ and DHS have arrested Antifa Kyle, the leftist terrorist openly calling for people to dox, assault, and kill ICE agents in Minneapolis. And there was a picture. The guy was freaking wearing an I'm Antifa sweatshirt at the time of his arrest.
My God.
Okay. So if you don't recognize him, you'll probably recognize the video that we're about to share with you, because this was the video that actually caught the attention of DHS, of ICE, because you cannot incite people to violence against federal agents or anybody else for that matter. And yet here was one of the videos that he made doing just that.
My name is Kyle. I'm Antifa, and there's so much rage in me that I've had to record this like 15 times trying to get the message out. This is not a fucking joke. There's nothing fun to chant about it. Get your fucking guns and stop these fucking people.
Super healthy.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see.
He is just a whacked out Satanist liberal lunatic is what he is. And it's interesting because when they arrested him, he kind of shut up real quick. Like, he's a loudmouth, but when they arrested him, they're like, hey, you're going to go he's not going to be special in jail.
Oh,
he
no.
thinks he's special. He won't be special when he's
He will
behind
not
bars.
be.
So good luck with that, dude.
And if you still don't recognize him, perhaps this will also jog your memory, because this is a guy that likes to wear dresses all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I do this all year.
Yeah, well, we believe you. You won't be doing it in prison, though. But you will be somebody's bitch. So there's that.
And listen to how, again, the agitators, the protesters, the people who side with psychopaths like Kyle try to prevent federal officers from removing this kind of crazy from the street. So the apartment complex that he lives in refused to open the door to DHS, even though they had a warrant. They were holding a warrant in their hand. And so they forced the agency to break the glass. And so good job, apartment building. Like, way to go. Now you're going to have to pay for your own door to be replaced. You morons.
Delighted to do that. I mean,
My God.
I know, they're just lunatics. They are. I mean, this is the thing. If you threaten or lay a hand on law enforcement, this is what's going to happen. I'm glad they set the precedent. Everybody take a look. Look at it nice and long and hard, because this is
So
what
dumb.
happens. God.
I know. I'm so glad that I'm like, just
Bye.
put him away forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Meantime, the New York Times, doing what the New York Times does, they did like a giant profile about a couple who decided to self-deport, which is, of course, the right thing to do. And it took them 35 paragraphs to get to the good part. Okay. They presented them as like this upstanding couple contributing to society, blah, 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 blah. I mean, just look at the title itself. The Long Goodbye. A California couple self-deports to Mexico.
Oh, the violence. Okay.
Enrique Castellanos and his wife, Maria Elena Hernandez, raised a family in California. But they were undocumented immigrants. And after Trump's crackdown began, they decided to return to Mexico. So paragraph, endless paragraphs about how wonderful they are. And then This is what they point out. For years, the couple said, Enrique had been using another person's identity, a common but illegal way for undocumented immigrants to get the paperwork they need to work in the country.
Oh, really?
They had no intention of ever doing the right thing until they got scared into it by Trump closing the freaking border.
What if you were that other person? Any of us could have been that other person.
Just unreal. So
Oh my
DHS, of
God.
course, saw this, and they were the ones that actually pointed out that it took 36 paragraphs before the New York Times decided it's finally time to mention that they've been committing criminal identity fraud for years.
Yeah.
So they not only came illegally, they committed fraud in order to stay illegally.
And these are the people that the left is fighting for.
Mm-hmm.
Not the guy who had fraud committed against him, who pays his taxes and does all the right things. Can you imagine?
It's unreal. I mean, New York Times best be careful, because they saw what happened to the WAPO. I don't know why they think they're any better. You know what I mean?
Right. They're not any better at all.
This is the kind of crap that makes people rage. Yesterday, we talked about polling and how it really is like an 85, 15, 90, 10 issue in terms of having voter ID. And despite that, you've got Chuck Schumer saying this is Jim Crow 2.0, which is the dumbest thing ever that he could do, considering that 71% of people in his own party want voter ID. And he was actually shown that polling data in an interview that he did on one of the news stations. And he is doubling down, you guys. Doesn't matter what the polls say. Here's Chuck.
So, Leader Schumer, this talk about election security has revived discussions of the SAVE Act, which you have said you oppose. Proponents of it say that it's, to have ID, you have to prove U.S. citizenship to be able to vote. Though some of the claims they make, to be clear, are overstated. We know there's not widespread election fraud. But polling does suggest, there's a new Pew Research poll, that 95% of Republicans, but also 71% of Democrats like this idea. So why do you not?
It's Jim Crow 2.0. And I called it Jim Crow 2.0, and the right wing went nuts all over the internet. That's because they know it's true. What they're trying to do here is the same thing that was done in the South for decades to prevent people of color from voting.
Oh my God.
What in the world?
He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows he wants to cheat so badly. I mean, he can't say it's Nazi because that one has been played so much. So they're going to go to the Jim Crow thing. Okay, Chuck. Go grill some burgers, loser. God.
You're on the wrong side when even Stephen A. Smith is calling out how dumb this is. He was actually doing that with Bill Maher. Here are the two of them.
Don't engage in that kind of hyperbole, because we're living in the year 2026. And when you start bringing up Jim Crow 2.0, you're trying to harken back to a time that most people recognize. No, we're not living in those times right now. Of course, we've got our troubles, but we're not doing. Don't do that, because that's playing right into Trump's hands. Was I right in saying that?
And yes, and you're factually right.
I cannot believe that they still don't get it. You know what I mean?
If we're gonna harken back to that, I feel like Democrats were the ones who started the KKK.
Right. And they were the ones that did not want for slavery to end. Remember?
Right. It was us.
So
yeah. I mean, if we're gonna do that, if we're gonna play that game, Chuck.
Yeah, let's play it. Let's play it all the way.
Yeah, we're in.
All right. Lastly, for this segment, we have to share with you Senator Eric Schmidt, who was grilling this NGO head named Robert Wiseman. He's like the co-owner or co-leader, I guess, co-CEO of Public Citizen, which is a Soros-funded NGO that basically fights, against tyranny and fights for democracy, which means that it funds a lot of the crazy that we see in the streets of Minneapolis and elsewhere. And Eric Schmidt calls him out on his racism in the most glorious fashion. You guys will love this. It runs a little bit long, but I've sped it up enough that it's a perfect chunk. You will absolutely love it.
Are deportations racist?
Are deportations racist? It depends. They can be racist. Okay. For sure.
Is ICE racist?
I think the practices of ICE right now are abhorrent and should be abhorrent, exactly as you said, for American values. I think the practices of ICE right now are...
But ICE itself, the organization, is a racist.
The enforcing immigration and customs laws per se is not racist. What ICE actually is doing, I believe, can fairly be characterized as racist. Yes, sir.
All right. I asked this because we did a little bit of digging into Public Citizen and found two things. One is you're funded by George Soros, correct?
The Open Society Foundation is one of our funders, yes.
And you call just about everything you don't like racist.
That is not true, but...
Okay, well, I'm going to give you a few examples.
Sure.
On December 11th, 2019, Public Citizen tweeted that the banking sector as a whole is racist. On August 17th, 2021, Public Citizen sent in a press release that algorithmic racism was a major problem and that we need to start creating anti-racist algorithms. On December 23rd, 2020, Public Citizen tweeted that our healthcare system is a racist abomination. On April 7th, 2023, Public Citizen tweeted that expelling 2 Tennessee state reps for violating the legislature's rule was racism. On April 15th, 2021, Public Citizen tweeted that law enforcement in this country has been overrun by racism. On June 25th, 2020, Public Citizen tweeted, racism is the reason DC is not a state. On January 15th, 2019, Public Citizen tweeted that asking about citizenship status on the census was racist. On August 24th, 2020, Public Citizen tweeted, defund our racist, hyper-militarized, murderous American police force. On July 10th, 2020, Public Citizen tweeted that law and order is a racist dog whistle. Do you stand by these statements?
Well, I appreciate the depths to which you've gone of research. In the context of all those statements, yes, sir.
So all of those things are racist?
If you want to go through them, we can talk.
So here's,
sure.
I'm really glad. Hold on. I'm glad for this moment of clarity because a lot of witnesses would try to sidestep that.
That's correct.
But what you have shown in the questioning we've seen before, in just these examples, the public interest isn't your interest at all. It is not your interest at all. You use racism as an attempt to intimidate people to get your way. And it's not 2020 anymore. The American people are over it. So what you're going to find is we're going to prosecute, and it has nothing to do with race. We're going to prosecute because fraud was committed on a level that is so offensive to this country. Your words that don't mean anything aren't going to stop what's coming. And I want you to take that back to George Soros and all these ridiculous funders you have to try to muddle the issue because justice is coming. And by the way, if I have it my way, we will denaturalize all these fraudsters and send them home.
That injected in my veins. Go tell your daddy, you little bitch. I love it. That's just the greatest thing ever.
Wasn't it so good?
Everything is racist. Nothing is. And we're over it. I love that. I cannot love that more. I love it.
I love that he was like, isn't it true that you think everything is racist? No. Okay, well, let me just show you how it actually is.
Here's a PowerPoint presentation.
God, that was just glorious.
That was a Friday gift, Mock. It was a gift. Yeah. Beautiful.
Well, and it's a gift in order to make up for the fact that we're about to talk about Candace. So I know some people don't like that, but I know most people are into the cattiness, and we are here to present it because once again, somehow she has sunk even lower than she had yesterday, the day before. Every time, I think she has hit the limit of low. No,
I think you nailed it when you compared her to Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction because she is like, I will not be ignored, Dan.
Oh, she won't. And it's getting, you guys, it's getting very sinister and like threatening. And
I'm watching you. She literally says in the clip, we're watching you.
I mean, it's freaking creepy. And that's just one. That's just one example. So before we get into the first bit of crazy, because yesterday's show, and I did not watch the whole thing. I just watched enough to get the gist. But the whole show was essential, or most of it was an open letter to Erica Kirk. And so and this was interesting too, because she started to read the letter that she wrote to Erica on like her own little laptop or whatever notes were in front of her. She started to read it then. And then about, I don't know, 4 or 5 sentences into the letter, she starts to read it clearly on a teleprompter because there's no way she had her open letter to Erica memorized. Right. And so all these rumors that I've heard about the fact that her shows aren't necessarily live was, that just made me think about that because she read it the same way that she talks through any of her shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I do.
It was just interesting. So what she admitted in this letter to Erica was that Charlie lied to her, and that is the reason she left TPUSA.
Yeah,
because Charlie lied to her, and
calling him a liar.
She tells the whole story, and I'm not going to show the whole story because it takes way too long. But the gist of the story is that Charlie went to have a fundraising meeting without her, and that was very atypical because they used to go to those meetings together. She found out about it. I don't know how. She was super mad. She asked him if he had met with such and such fundraiser dude. He said no. And she called him out in the moment. She was like, yes, you did. You met with him at Mar-a-Lago yesterday. And then like they had a big fight about it, had it out, whatever. So she talks about that in the letter, and she essentially tries to blame Erica for being in his ear and for being one of the people that was newly influencing him at this time. And then she tries to say that Erica is the reason that she is currently being attacked.
Yeah.
The projection and the Darvo and like the shift of blame is unreal.
Yeah, but I think what really bothers me, listen, I mean, we all know she's blaming Erica. She tries to put Erica in this position of, oh, she had something to do with Charlie's death. But now she's attacking Charlie's character and calling him a liar. Come on. Like, what are you doing? At this, just stop. That's where I'm like, I'm out. She is, I mean, I knew she was crazy before, but when you start going after Charlie, stop.
And then she does it, and then the next breath continues to say, I'm the only one that's really grieving him.
Bullshit.
If he only would have listened to me, he would be alive today. All this other nonsense. Here is the time. I mean, I've condensed it, but I gave you the background. So now you can hear how just a couple of little moments from that screed that was almost the whole show.
And I think that you very well know what the truth is, because you were around for it, is that Charlie and I had a disagreement, which fractured my trust in him. He did something that he had never done before. He lied to my face. Charlie had new people in his ear that were hijacking his ambition, making him believe that money was the truest measure of success. You were the newest and biggest influence in Charlie's life. You kind of all arrived at the same time. And you too, Erica, you lied to my face. Every single evil thing that was done to me was done with your blessing. And I consider the onslaught of attacks that I had to endure, they were evil.
Oh my God.
Can you even with this?
Describing herself as the one that's being attacked is
Victimized.
So insane.
Right.
Like, I can't even believe she doesn't see how insane it is.
This is clear narcissism is what it is. I'm the victim
Holy
now.
crap.
Narcissism is a real thing, Ann. It is. Like, and we're watching it in real time. I hope Matt Walsh is like super stoked to be representing Catholicism with this lunatic. Right? That's precisely what he's doing. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen anything. I've not read what he is he
Nothing
talking
yet.
about this?
I looked last night and there hadn't been anything.
Wow.
Yeah. So she goes on to, and we talked about this, that Erica is calling for full transparency, cameras in the courtroom, all the things. Okay. And so she's been making some rounds on news programs talking about that. And Candace played a clip of Erica talking about that, and then just said that she doesn't believe her. This is crazy, you guys. This is full on crazy.
Of the facts on the table for you guys to see, and you guys can see on full display what happened to my husband, and there is no ifs, ands, or buts or confusion as to who did it and why.
I don't believe her at all. That wasn't convincing. I don't know what was hard about getting that sentence out. That seems remarkably rehearsed. It almost just seems like she forgot a line. Nothing in her eyes there makes you believe it. She's telling the truth, but beyond the eyes, just the actions, right? You can judge people by their actions. Erica, if she truly wanted more transparency, she could provide it.
Yeah, we can judge people by their actions. We can totally do that. Your actions speak so loudly. I cannot hear what you say.
Oh my God.
Good Lord.
And then listen, I don't know if this is true about Charlie. All we have is Candace's word for it. Both of them, she claims, were able to do astral projection. So that seems...
Wait. Is that the same stuff that what's her name when she
Marianne Williamson?
Marianne Williamson.
Correct.
She did astral projection on her little moss pad. And like she'd talk about what are you even saying right now? What is happening?
I'm just gonna let you hear this clip because this
can't.
is, you think you've reached peak crazy, but then there's this.
Oh dear Lord.
Charlie and I spoke a lot about his third eye. That's why that sentence caught my attention in the article. We spoke about the street lamps that would go off when he would run, about the special school that he had to go to. We spoke about a lot of the things that were strange in our childhood, the testing that both of us had to endure. We spoke about the fact that we could both astral project. You know all of this, of course. You have his phone. And how surprised we were when we learned that not everybody does that naturally. Sleep paralysis, you name it. We had conversations about it.
She really thinks that she is something, doesn't she?
She does when she makes that face where it looks like she smelled something super sour. You know what I mean? Like, well, she'll go,
yeah. Yes.
When she does that face, you know it's on.
I am so much better than all of you. I am above you. I am an alien being. I'm an alien construct. I can astral project.
And so could Charlie. And lights would flicker when he ran by them.
This
is all real.
It's like lights were exploding everywhere, guys. You didn't know that? What the F is happening?
I know. Like that's why I was like, there's no way that we can't talk about this today. This is too juicy.
We have to, you guys. Come on. We're all friends here. This is some bullshit.
It's absolutely crazy. So, and you said at the very beginning of the segment that she is threatening and being very, very sinister. This is what we're talking about. This is crazy, you guys. There are going to be bunnies boiled. Okay. There's no, and by the way, she hates bunnies.
She does. Well,
she hates bunnies. She's
she
on
like
video
dogs?
saying that.
Does she like dogs? She's a cat person, isn't she?
She's probably a cat person.
I think she's a cat person.
She probably has so many naked cats.
Oh my God.
Right. All the naked cats. Anyway, I don't know what kind of animals she does like. How do you hate bunnies? You know what I mean?
Well,
like what kind of person says that up? But she does. She's on video saying that she hates them.
The kind of person that astral projects. You know what I'm saying?
And who makes sinister, threatening things like this.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I forgot to mention, Erica, if you could do me a favor. Doug DeGroot, that board member that announced you as the CEO, you made it really biblical. Could you send him my regards? I know he was meeting with Mikey the other day. They were discussing how to invest money. It's so weird. Mikey went straight from high school, was just Charlie's intern assistant, and now he's sitting down with board members and discussing how they should invest into restaurants. Just send him my regards because we're everywhere. And we're watching and we're listening.
Okay.
That's freaking creepy.
That is creepy AF.
My God.
She has no girlfriends. None.
Well, Brett Cooper. They're like
except
thieves.
Well, like I said, she has no girlfriends. She doesn't have any real girlfriends.
You guys,
you know what I mean?
That's super creepy to
really
say
weird.
We have eyes and ears everywhere. We're watching and we're listening.
Mm-hmm.
That the only reason that you say something like that is to strike fear and terrorize Erica Kirk. That's the only reason.
Yeah. My dogs didn't like that. They didn't like that whole clip.
Maybe that was Candace astral projecting into your dog.
She was probably projecting. They don't like it.
They don't like it.
Nope.
For those of you like me who have been wondering, whatever happened to the Egyptian planes? And wasn't France trying to off Candace? Wasn't that a whole thing?
That's right. That's right. She's so important, you guys.
She's very important. And didn't she promise to have a very thorough spreadsheet on her website of all the Egyptian plane information? That was weeks ago.
She did promise. Well, she's promised. There's been, I can't keep track, but yeah, she has promised a lot of things that she's not kept her promises. Yes.
And that she's not followed up on. So people, I'm sure there's a lot of her fans even that have been like, whatever happened to the Egyptian planes? She did mention them yesterday, but it was in the weirdest sort of psycho laughing kind of way. Here's how she did it.
France is very involved. My instincts were correct.
Of course.
How did I get there? Well, following the Egyptian planes. LOL. Ha 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 ha. Right, Erica? Nobody from Egypt. Yeah. What about Israel?
Okay. What about Israel and Egypt and France?
What about it? What about it? Okay.
So there's a moment in this next clip. I promise we've only got 2 left and they're quick. But there's a moment in this next one where she talks about how her strategy is to lead people on enough so that they'll keep coming back for her content.
And
because it was very, very smart strategy on her part to title her show yesterday, An Open Letter to Erica Kirk. It got more views than a lot of her videos have in the last several.
Course.
And so in this clip, she talks about how it is a strategy that she releases breadcrumbs. She doesn't just say what she knows. She doesn't tell you everything in one fell swoop. She just likes to leave little drips and draps. So she talks about that in this right before she says, buy my merch, which I just thought was so perfect. And in this clip, she looks insane in this moment that you'll see where she says, I'm not an idiot. Just like that. Okay. So there's so much going on in this clip. You're going to love it. Here it is.
We're going to figure this out. If you know something, more tips at CandaceOwens.com. I have so much more for you guys. I have been slow playing this, obviously, because they wanted to pressure me to put everything out instantly, but I'm not an idiot. I need to know every single person at that company who betrayed Charlie. I need to know every single one of them. I need to know the good guys and the bad guys. And anyways, what I have to show you guys next week is just going to completely blow your minds, because I'm beginning to work through how it all worked. And Charlie was completely and utterly infiltrated.
Right.
Like I said, I know for a fact that $1 billion deal was real. It was not imagined. Erica and Justin Strife know exactly who Pierre is. Justin has met with Pierre. So is Erica. If you'd like to support our independent work, you guys can head to the website. You can go to CandaceOwens.com. You can buy new kits, gear, new merch. Always available.
Gotta get the merch, you guys. Gotta get the merch. I'm not an idiot.
Is unreal. Oh my God.
Will not be ignored, Dan.
And very excited to announce that she has introduced a new word that she cannot pronounce. So very, very excited. Here is the latest in the list. I feel like I want to start writing down all the words, like to keep a list. I know there's that account that keeps releasing these videos, but I feel like we need a running list.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Some sort of an index, if you will.
This one will be added.
Charlie was a brilliant fundraiser. Everybody knows that, but he was also young. He was naive. But you didn't do it. When you lie, you didn't do it out of naivety.
What? Naivety? Is that what she just said?
Yes.
Naivety? She's just punking us now, right? I mean, that's what this is. This is not real. This is not real. Or maybe
it's
it
naivety.
Is an astral projection of a person at this point. That's just, they don't know how to say words. This astral projection. What is even naive? What?
That was real. That was real. She said naivety.
Okay. All right. Okay. It's very macabre is what it is.
It is a lot of macabre stuff going on here.
Macabre.
All right, let's get to some fun things. This
it.
picture absolutely cracked me up. You guys probably have heard of the account called We Rate Dogs.
Yes.
And so they give dogs a rating, from a 0 to 10 scale. And obviously every dog gets like a 12 out of 10 rating because dogs are so precious.
They are.
This dog found a stick that is shaped like a pipe, and he's so distinguished, you guys. So the caption is so good because it says he has already solved 3 mysteries.
Oh my God. That is
Isn't he the cutest? He's so distinguished.
If his name is not Sherlock, then they are doing life wrong.
I know.
They're doing it all wrong.
So precious. Oh my God.
Sherlock Bones is what his name should be.
Sherlock Bones. There was a veterinarian in Carmel named that.
Sherlock Bones?
Mm-hmm.
Really? I love that name. It's so great.
All right. And then I know you guys, if you have dogs, you know that they know how to tell time. Like nobody really understands it, but they know.
Yeah.
And so apparently the dog that you're about to see gets a daily walk at 8:30. And this video was captured at 8:31. Okay. That's important context.
They totally know, you guys. My dogs, like every morning at 4 a.m., they are up my butt. Like I got Coda in my face. I got 2 other ones that are coming in by my feet. I mean, if I'm not up, I'm up.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love how they know. Now, Maisie's clock is completely whack because she eats between 4:30 and 5. We kind of like to keep her guessing within that half hour. But now, starting at about 3 o'clock every afternoon, she's doing the things like she's pacing and staring at us. And no, well, she eats at 5:30 in the morning, but then at night, it's usually between 4:30 and 5.
Oh, yeah, you're lucky because on the weekends, our dogs eat. I feed them in the morning. Greg feeds them in the afternoon. So in the morning, they're eating at like 4 in the morning. So on the weekends, we are screwed.
Oh, no. Maisie lets us sleep in. She's actually pretty good on the weekends.
Our dogs do not.
She just knows we're not moving until
Coda's like, hello, hello, excuse me, miss. Excuse me.
I have an internal clock and I'm on to you. So,
right.
All right. You sent me this video about white privilege, which I think is really important for everybody to see. This is what people deal with, you guys. It's an important, when you have a roommate, it's a thing, it's a conversation that sometimes
you gotta have it.
You have to have it. And this guy had it and he wanted to let everybody know how it went.
I am feeling exhausted because I just had a really long conversation with my roommate about his white privilege. And the fact that I work harder than him for the things that we have, including the roof over our head. He walks through life with everyone just giving him whatever he wants. And he takes advantage of people, especially because he's also handsome. He's a good looking boy. So it was a tough conversation, but I'm glad I had it. And I think he's better for it. Do you think you're better for it?
Yeah. Completely unbothered. I want to be that unbothered. What up, my
He has white privilege. He has it.
He is.
I love this video about someone pronouncing words. You'll understand it when you see it. This just absolutely cracked me up. Please.
Word letter in a sentence. Keisha told me that Brittany wanted to fight me and I said letter because I would drag her ass. Use the word harassment in a sentence. Keisha didn't know how to pronounce the word, so Jessica was trying to crack on her. I said, Jessica, shut up. You know what her ass meant. You knew exactly what her ass meant. You just trying to be funny. Can you use the word extinct in a sentence? Every time I come here, it stinks. And I don't like that smell. That is so disgusting. It stinks. It be so stinking. You know what? You need to get that under control. Use the word cinnamon in a sentence. Lord, please send a man that is not going to cheat on me because I am so tired of Brandon and his line. Like, please, Lord, just send a man. Send a man, Lord. Are you fucking kidding me?
I love it.
I know. I love that
too. I accept that more than I accept Candace, like, not being able to pronounce words.
I know.
I love that so much more.
Oh, that cracked me up. I know a lot of people here, including us, are fans of Katie Hopkins, and she decided to take a stab at being a makeup influencer. There's nobody that can do it like Katie Hopkins. Please enjoy this.
I've just been so inspired by Victoria that I just wanted to show you my signature lip. So what you do is you get your pencil, and you've got a choice at my age, either trout pout or this, which I call the cat's arse.
Yeah.
So what you're trying to do here is draw a line without being drawn into the cat's arse. So you try and avoid those creases. Do you see here, all of those? That's the cat's arse. And also you don't want to get tangled up in your moustache. So that's really important. And what you also want to do, because there's no fucking way you're going to be bothered to go and get the sharpener, and there's a nasty jagged bit of wood, is you're trying to drag it around, like drag it like that, without breaking the skin and causing bleeding. So once you've dragged that around your skin, because frankly, we'd rather buy another pencil than we would actually sharpen anything, because we haven't even got time in our life to take a piss. And at that point, you'll hear your husband shouting for you. No. Yes, because he needs you to find something that's right in front of his bastard eyes, or maybe your son has blocked the toilet and needs you to unblock it, or maybe one of your daughters needs you to drive you somewhere that she could walk, but she doesn't want her hair to go frizzy. So at that point, you just aim for your lips with your gloss like this. And honestly, if it ends up somewhere that's not on your face, don't worry about it, because we'll just go ahead and call that a blush. Okay, good. Yeah, signature lip. Yeah.
I feel seen. I feel completely seen.
I love her.
My life right there.
Oh my God. She's just the best.
Absolutely.
All right. We're going to, because it's the end of the week, we got to have a feel good story, and we do. So it's nice to see cops or law enforcement being treated nicely. And this little fella wanted to pray with a group of cops, and it was just precious. You guys watch.
Okay, what? Westchester County Police.
No, he wants to pray for you guys.
Oh yeah, pray for us. Yeah, we would. Here, I'll hold their hands. You hold this.
Go ahead, say it. Well, somebody got to hold his hand too. No, I'm holding this up. Go ahead.
Don't let them do bad stuff or let them do good stuff. In Jesus' name, hallelujah.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, ow. Oh my God. He's the sweetest. I love him.
I just can't even with that.
And I love his parents. His parents are doing great.
Oh my God, that was the most precious thing.
God
All right,
bless
let me
them.
catch some Venmos because, man, I had screwed up so bad earlier, and I will explain that in a moment. Let's see, it's 51 minutes, 8 hours. I think I have. Okay. Margot MacArthur said, "Happy Friday, chicks. Got my ticket. See you soon." Love that. Nancy Katz said, "Cats pronounced as gate, not cat. Kate's? Kate's. Okay. Anyway, I agree with the exorbitant amount of coverage regarding the Guthrie case. I feel horrible and hoping for the best, but the world is exploding and coverage is way too much. On a lighter note, go Pats," she says. Let's see. So this is what I screwed up. Lindsay Zirkle sent 3 different Venmos like Sunday night that I completely forgot to read. So I'm going to read those because she deserves it. Lindsay Zirkle said, "Good morning, chicks. I'm the one that sent you the Ron DeSantis pics. Just wanted to say I live in Cleveland, Georgia now, which is also home to Babyland, the Cabbage Patch Kids. Definitely going to have to check out Penguin Yoga. We also have a Capybara Cafe."
I've been to that Cabbage Patch place. It's really cool. When I was
Really?
a kid. I
That's
got a
awesome.
doll there. It's really neat. Yeah.
She then said, "Anyway, thank you for everything you do. It's much appreciated. Candace is a demon. Amy Jo, my horse is moving to Austin. Sorry, random thought. Love y'all.
Very cool.
Immunoglobulins, Minnesota. Why are you gay?"
Yep.
She said, "I keep forgetting to mention that I worked for the PCSO in Florida at the jail. We would run an NCIC, FCIC check on every inmate coming in or being released. ICE detainers would pop up often, and we would hold them for pickup. I don't know why this is such a hard concept for people."
It is. For
Right?
liberals. They make
My
everything
God.
hard. Everything.
It's just so stupid. Okay, so hopefully I've made that up to Lindsay. Kristen Hanshaw said, "Say beer can in an English accent. Now you sound Jamaican saying bacon."
Beer can.
Totally worked. It totally worked. That's awesome.
Anything to tickle Mock, you guys.
Oh my God. I can't even do an English accent, which is why I didn't try.
I
That
tried.
was perfect.
I did the best. Did the
Oh
best
my
I could.
God. That was amazing. Let's see. We also have Diana Sammons Floyd, who said, "Why is the media not talking about the woman who was involved in an acid attack in broad daylight in Savannah?
My God.
No one has been arrested. WTF? What in the world?"
We need to talk about that. We need to look that up and talk about it. Yeah, the media's not talking about it because I'm assuming it was an Islamic thing. Is that why? I'm just going to assume that's what it was. I'm assuming. And maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just going to go on a
Who
limb.
else does acid attacks? I'm
Right.
sorry, but that's not like
that's why I'm assuming, because that's usually who does it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I'm going to Savannah in a couple weeks for a Bananas game. So I don't like that at all. I don't
No.
need random acid attacks
No,
happening.
we don't like
Oh my
that.
God. Let's see who is next. We have Elizabeth Andrizzi, who said, "I want to wish my mom Janice a happy 65th birthday this Saturday. We watch you guys every morning. We love watching and the time together. We love you, jerks." Happy birthday, Janice.
Happy
That is
birthday.
awesome. And let's see. We got another from Colleen W., who said, peeing on grasshoppers to hear them sing is a real saying. As a linguist, it has tickled my soul hearing you talk about it for a few days. It's about disturbing peaceful nature to trigger a response. But is it French?
Yeah, I don't think it's French.
I don't know, man. I still have my doubts.
Yeah,
Still have my doubts.
Mhm.
Let's see. We also heard from Colleen again. I had a political comment about Mazie Hirono because you kept saying Mazie. Screw that. Today's dollars go to Mike, the tabby cat that Daisy needs. Mickey Mike is a genius. Get a tabby, Daisy.
I'll take any outdoor sweet cat that wants to be my outdoor cat that kills things and hunts for sport.
I love that.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Then we had next Adam Knoll, who said, please pray for me and my aunt. We had to make the tough decision to let our 14-year-old Chihuahua cross the Rainbow Bridge.
Sorry,
That's always
Adam.
so hard.
Sorry,
Oh my
Adam.
God. Very, very sorry to hear that. Don't like hearing that at
No,
all.
don't.
Gay Olson Oberslinsky said, happy birthday, Gwen. Take her for a coffee and beverage on your way to puppy yoga.
That's so sweet. Her birthday is Sunday. She's going to be 16, you guys, and I can't.
I cannot either. That is just not.
It's weekend.
That's ridiculous.
I'm not prepared for the tears.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Mhm.
Let's see. Also from Dana. Dana went crazy yesterday. Dana Spain, our friend, said, please join me in welcoming our new grandbaby, Maggie May, born January 28th. Late Dad Joke Wednesday. A man was shot with a starting pistol and beaten with a relay baton. Police say it may be race related. Take my shekels.
I love it.
But she wasn't even done. Dana came back and also said, as a fluent Francophile, I can assure all that there is no grasshopper quip in French. New Scum is unhinged. Gav, Candy, and Tuck seem to be singing from the same TDS playbook, just in different keys. In better news, she went on to say, have you seen the terroristic threats by the Party of Love and Inclusivity against beloved cheesecakes? An America First Christian-owned shop in Oregon hating on cheesecake is un-American. Threatening her life and business is a felony. Manilas unite to help this family. I had not heard about that, so I will be looking that up. And then she said, happy Immunoglobulin Friday, beautiful chicks. Your Arizona Juby buzzing by. Still not at 7K, but working on it. Hot hubby and I were flat with the flu this week, but I am back and I have some merd to say.
Some merd to say. That's so sweet. Thank you, Dana. I'm sorry. I'm so distracted. My dogs are going crazy and I apologize.
No one cares. So stop being distracted.
I'm sorry.
Judy Flood said, I hope Nancy Guthrie is found alive and returns home, but I agree, too much coverage. She also said, also just a thought, all these who commit murder want the death penalty removed from their trials. Example, Mangione and Charlie's killer. Holloway 0923 said, while watching the Melania documentary, I noticed how terribly Kamala was dressed at the inauguration, especially compared to Melania and Usha. Just think, she could dress like Melania every day and instead chooses to dress like Hillary Clinton.
That's true. Absolutely true.
Roth Lady Wright said, I'm looking forward to heaven because I know Candace will not be there. Candace is serving someone and it is not Christ. Why aren't people talking about the kid in Odessa that got attacked for being MAGA at a high school protest? I don't know about that story either.
I feel like her audience now is just liberal wine moms.
Totally. I mean, at this point, they're all lunatic. If you still follow Candace, anytime someone comments on Twitter that they love Candace, that they're like, go Max, Candace, I immediately block them. I don't want anything to do with that cult.
I'm the same. I'm the exact same on Instagram. I'm like, I don't need you here. We don't need you as an audience member because you're crazy.
Bye.
You're a cult member.
Absolutely crazy.
Help.
All right, now you.
Marcy Peralez. Good morning, Mahi Daisy. Hope you have a glorious weekend. See y'all on Monday. Much love. Angela McDonald, 1234. Thank you, chicks, for being your awesome selves.
Aww.
Bear. Lady Shenandoah. Conspiracy theory. Savannah's husband was data scrubber for the Clintons when they were in the White House. Now they are facing an Epstein the Clintons are facing an Epstein investigation. He did, in fact, work for the Clintons. That is true, Lady Shenandoah.
Savannah Guthrie's husband?
Savannah Guthrie's husband did work for the Clintons for like 8 years. He worked for them.
Huh.
So I don't know. I don't know. There's conspiracy stuff floating all over the internet right now.
As always.
Right. Supernova. Sorry for the cliffhanger yesterday. I was at my kitchen table watching the show and I lost power, lit a candle, got quill pen and ink jar, couldn't find my scroll paper. No worries. Power came back. That's good. We like it when the power comes back. Brian Brunley. We're talking about Kamala. So it should be 6 to 9.
Oh,
6 to 9. Yeah.
Brian,
you dirty little guy, you. Shelly Bolton, Doritos are going to solve the housing crisis, y'all. That's right.
That's what she was trying to say. Okay, that makes no sense.
It doesn't, because she makes no sense. Supernova SD can return and explain Doritos to us.
Oh my
Yes,
God, I
SD.
hope she does. I hope she
I'm
does.
sure she did a video in response to that. Supernova, I am not going to pronounce that. Etanawa Westina looks like a bigger Liz Warren. Yeah.
Oh, that councilwoman? Yeah.
Totally. See Noons, learn how to say Itawaki means end of the world as we know it. So true.
Oh, that is a fun little acronym, isn't it?
Itawaki. Yep.
Itawaki.
Arnerm, how long must we wait for Candace to have a dream about TPUSA's involvement in Nancy Guthrie's abduction? Or will it be the Jews? Egyptian planes, just take my deranged ransom money.
It's probably bees.
C Noons. Warren, did you just call me stupid? Bessent, no, I asked if you were stupid.
That's about what it was like.
Terry Silva, 2912. Thank you for the super sticker. Arnerm, today's libs finally allow me to understand how Jim Jones convinced all those people to drink the Kool-Aid. Here's my Jack Daniels money. Ed Ferguson, 6069. Jim Crow laws were Democrat laws. Have a great weekend, my nillas. Gardy Lou 3415. Candace can't say naivete, either her annoying. Yes, I mean she
must have sent that before we said it, before we played it.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Supernova. A cloud sweater came to me in a hallucination. It was transponding vibes about desperately wanting to be given a new owner. Sweaters matter too.
What?
I have no idea.
Oh, because the other day Candace wore this sweater that like just had a sky pattern on it. It looked like the old Windows background. It was so ugly.
And it was probably $4,000.
It
probably was like designer $4,000. Oh my God. Brian Brumley. Ooh, it's the French yeast infection carrying jubies affecting the immunoglobulins. Also astral project me money. So much naivete going on here. So true. Naivety, sorry. Don Quixote. Candace says relevations because she's trying to remain relevant. Perhaps. Or maybe it's just because she's stupid. Don Quixote. Crystal Grid Art 3610. Candace needs to be called out because too many influencers cover for her and defend her. Yeah, some big ones, in fact. Also, you watch her, so we don't have to. We don't really watch her. We watch clips because I will not be subjected to that.
There's a great account on Twitter, Cinema Shogun, I think is. Yeah. He summarizes, he watches every day and has a post every day that literally goes play by play of what her show's about. And from that, sometimes like if there's something super juicy, I'll be like, ooh, I'm going to go to that. I'm going to go to that specific point in the show and listen to it. And then that's usually how I know what clips to get.
Yeah. And he's just exasperated by it all. It's so great.
It's so funny.
Terry Raynick, 6070. I love you both. Come on, quit picking on cat lovers. I love cats and dogs. And don't forget otters. I don't think Candace Owens is any kind of animal lover, perhaps a reptile or two. We all know she hates bees and possibly you too. Oh, she hates us.
She definitely hates us.
Totally hates us. She's hated us ever since we made fun of her shoulder pads. We were the OGs of not liking Candace. Michelle Macklin, S8. I asked Candace if she went to the school in Stranger Things. That's pretty funny. Jose, Texas 15. Morning from Texas. Earlier in the show, Daisy, things get harder as you get older. Me, yeah, right. Just take my wad. I see what you did there, Jose. We have some people in our audience that are like, have the sense of humors of like 13-year-olds like we have.
Which is why we like them so much.
Exactly. Melissa Tuttle, 3013. Tom McDonald has a new video and song dropping this morning. Counters Bruce Springsteen's song he just released. Check it out, people. Happy TGIF chicks and chicklets. We're going to have to check that out because Bruce Springsteen, who listens to him anymore? My God.
Most overrated artist ever.
Talk about cats. He sounds like a dying one. Awful. Brian Brumley, happy sweet 16, Gwenny. Thank you, Brian.
Aww.
I can't believe he's 16.
I know.
Crazy, you guys. We're bringing it in. Everybody bring it in.
Oh, I forgot to mention that I heard a rumor, and I'm hoping it's true, that Ben Shapiro and his wife are expecting their 5th baby.
Oh my gosh, and I have one more thing. Via, thank you for
Via.
these.
Oh my gosh.
She sent the sweetest note. Via always sends things for holidays. These are darling, aren't they darling? Yeah, they have dogs all over them for Valentine's Day. And then she sent a card, and she sent Gwenny something. And thank you, Via. You're just the sweetest. We really appreciate you all the time. So mwah, thank you. You guys have a lovely weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday. Bye, everybody.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.